something went on here, something went on there. And
this time on TNT,
we play On the Dart, the Top Gun edition.
we have a new game called Lyric or Lie.
And some hot, fresh 1986 jams coming your way, courtesy of me. That's all coming up right now on TNT.
Oh, man.
The year 1986. I'm sitting outside the Towers Mall in Charlottetown. Just bought this cassette with my own money and popped it in our 4-door Hyundai Pony. And this is what I heard.
You're reborn musically at this moment.
I mean, it's a pretty memorable lick. Even the drums are memorable in this track, and the bass is memorable in this track. And I'd never really heard a voice like Bruce Hornsby's. I'd never really seen hair like Bruce Hornsby's. And then when he started singing, this happened.
He was kind of a Judge Reinhold looking math. Right?
If Judge Reinhold and Richard Simmons had a baby, it'd be a Bruce Hornsby looking math.
Remember Judge Reinhold couldn't not get work for like 10 years at this period?
I know, he was Mr. Guy.
Yeah.
Wasn't he like
Those eyes.
3 Men and a Baby? Or is that's Gutenberg? I sometimes get Reinhold and Gutenberg mixed up.
No, like Beverly Hills Cop. You know, he was the jerky guy that was always getting laughed at.
Oh, of course.
Too straight. I was I had just left Mansfield and moved to Cookstown, Ontario. And
what was shaking in Cookstown, bot?
I had a great summer that year. It was good times.
Was that when you were almost going to the show?
What, baseball?
Yeah.
Well, no, I was playing rep ball at that point, but I was practicing a lot with my pops, doing a lot of daily workouts.
And do you think there were dads in the stands going, there's friggin' smoke coming off that kid's arm?
That's right. Yeah, the other kids would be like, oh boy, we gonna have a quick game today.
Is that when you were starting to turn some heads, 1986?
Turning some heads. Yes, it was.
That's when I was Anthony Michael Hall looking math.
You totally were.
Weird science.
And you were probably, at that point, you were doing the actual show in your house, right? Practic.
Yeah.
Doing your practicing.
Yeah, totally.
Your technique.
I probably was practicing hitting the post to the way it is.
I would say Jonavision wasn't too far off in the future.
Not too far off. I'd moved to Halifax. There's an ice cream place called Swenson's, and they served a hurricane. I think that's what it was called. It was 16 scoops of ice cream with like 4 different sauces and wafers for dipping, and it was like everyone in there was an extra from St. Elmo's Fire. Do you know what I mean?
That reminds me of this kid Tim Dumas who lived in Mansfield, but then later lived in Alliston. I actually saw him in Alliston riding his 10-speed, and he was like a big kid, like literally, I don't know, maybe 300 pounds when he was like 12 years old.
3 bills.
Yeah, massive. Like he went over a jump on his toboggan and crushed a disc in his back when he landed. Like, I can't imagine the pain. But he was in Alliston once riding his 10-speed, and I was with Alex O'Reilly, my good bud, who I still is my good friend, and the bike disintegrated underneath him. Like the tires broke, everything just collapsed. I've never seen it in my life where a bike just said like, "Hey, bud, I'm done."
That's like Stand By Me styles.
Yeah, for sure.
Poor guy.
He was large.
3 bills at 12. I mean, nobody wants to stand out as a teenager. But 3 bills, that's not fair. And that's hard to recover from, man. That's a rough foundation for your start to life.
He was the kid, like, when you're going to camp, like, his bag was full of snacks, not a lot of, like, clothes.
Right, couple T-shirts.
Yeah.
And some
sure.
Louis,
almost like
Joe Louis.
like Booger in Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
Remember his bags full of condoms?
Yeah.
no clothes.
Gonna need those, bud.
No.
So, are your kids back to school today?
Shirt and 500 condoms.
Yeah.
What?
Are your kids back to school today?
Yeah, man. Back to school.
How quiet
Go
is it
on.
in the house?
So quiet. It's too quiet.
Were the kids fired up to go?
Yeah, they were. They were. And it's such a nice day. It's like 30 degrees again here today. So it was a good day to go. Everybody's all happy. Sunshine, good laughs.
Our folks
Teachers seem cool.
for
Kids got all good teachers. I'm psyched about the teachers that they got. So it's great.
ours too. Indy has Shuggy's teacher from last year, and Shug has a teacher that she was hoping to get. So we're on fire. They don't go for another couple of days. So we spent the weekend on PEI, Gorving.
Yeah.
And get this, we went to, I won't name the place, but we went to an amusement park in a touristy area of the island.
Okay.
And people that are from there will know maybe which one. And they have a game. There's 3 cans on the table. And you have to knock the cans off the table, and you get some Finding Dory or Finding Nemo plushie. Mm-hmm. So it's $2 for three throws of the bean bag.
Okay.
So I'd already ponied up my money before the guy hands me the bean bag, and it was like a tea bag. Like, it was so light. It's not gonna knock anything off. Big
total ripoff.
So get this.
What kind of carny were we dealing with here that was running it?
Young guy, straight shooter, island through and through, dimples, freckles, warm because it was a hot day, and he's wearing, his belt with the stuff.
Sweating.
Yep.
Okay.
So he hands me the tea bag, and I get inside my own head, and I'm throwing it as hard as I can, and it's like, ting, like I'm missing. It's not doing anything. Colleague of his comes over and stands by to watch me try. And my kids are, hoping that I can win I'm Finding Dory. I pony up some more money and say, why don't you give me the heavier bag this time? LOL.
Yeah.
New guy opens a drawer and tosses me a heavier bag.
Well, what the hell was the other bag
That's
for?
what I'm saying. They have a
you just
light...
got the rip-off bag.
They have the ROB. They have the ROB, and then they have the RB, the real bag. And I wouldn't have gotten the real bag if I didn't ask for it.
So you had the crook going first, and then finally got legit.
It was like, all right, we'll chuck you the real bag.
But no matter what, you still have to spend, like it says, $5, and I guarantee you'll get the big one if next thing you know, $35 in.
Alls I know is I spent $8 and won nothing. But at that point, I would have said, I'll give you $20 each for one of those fish. Just give me a thing. Like, what is the minimum I can pay for a thing? Just let me pay for a thing. Because I don't want to pay to be humiliated in front of my children throwing a tea bag at some dented cans that I don't believe anyone could knock off the table.
I'd say those carny kids lie, like it's more of a loophole and lying than a courtroom going on there. The way that they're like, hey, come on, we'll give you a free toy to the kid, and then like we'll give him 3 free shots, and then okay, the kid does it and doesn't hit anything, and all of a sudden they're like, okay, for $5 I guarantee you'll get this one, and the next thing you know he hits one, and then he points at the thing, oh no, you're gonna get $10 more, and I guarantee next thing you know it's like it's such a con.
I know, you take out a second mortgage on your house. I had to walk away and play some mini golf and get outside my own head, and then I realized, what I'm doing is I'm coming aboard it. I'm throwing it too hard because it's a tea bag, whereas really accuracy is probably
Wind will
key.
affect that. Yeah, the tea bag will get blown when you throw it. It'll go curve.
All I'm saying is, you try to knock over 3 cans in your home, which Carol suspected might even have been full. With a tea bag, you can't do it. Here's the thing. The kid says you have 2 throws for $2, and you have to knock all the cans off the table. So knocking them over isn't enough. You have to clear the table. And I still didn't get clarification on whether you had to do that clean in one shot, because I asked him, so what if I knock one off with the first throw with the tea bag, and then there's 2 left, and I get the second 2, like I clean it up, like bowling.
Yeah.
He didn't want to hear that. He was like, no, you have to knock it off the table in one shot, I think is what he said.
Okay. So you got to flush it.
Yeah, you got to flush it. You need a strike. A spare doesn't count. So we walk away, and Indy was upset because she wanted to win the thing, and then I come to find out that the thing she wanted to win was actually at the game next door.
Oh, so then you started over.
Well, I thought about it, but I didn't. I just took a breath and hit the reset button, played some mini golf, tried some bumper boats, and then we pieced.
That's awesome.
It was actually an awesome weekend. It was an awesome camping, family, fun weekend.
Tell me your worst teacher ever and best teacher ever. And I wouldn't mind hearing from the bods out there. Maybe we could do #best teacher.
What about TN teacher?
TN teacher, yes.
Pretty good, right?
Ultimate teacher. Because I remember I had like an awful teacher, but I still remember the great teachers.
Who was your best teacher? You go first.
I think I had two. I'm going to say Mr. Lang in grade 5 at Alliston at St. Paul's was great, and Mrs. Light at Malmermono, grade 2, which is close to Shelburne. Both of those schools don't exist anymore.
And what made them great?
They just were teachers that listened and were kind and were kind of like bods, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could tell that they've been doing it for a long time, but they both had patience and a lot of care, I would say. And the worst teacher I ever had was Mrs. Clark. And I wouldn't say she was mean or anything, but she was really kind of just old, like had been at the school for decades at Malmermono, and she was just one of those teachers who wouldn't take any shit from anybody, you know what I mean?
She was checked out.
Yeah, and she was obsessed with the place to the point where when they let her go, when she retired, she would still like come back and just sit in the parking lot.
Wow.
Yeah, Mrs. Clark.
I mean, we don't think of them somehow when we're a kid as mortal and flawed and as human beings. Yep. Like I was probably, Carol and I were talking about this on the weekend, I was probably responsible for some mental health leave and some nervous breakdowns of some of my teachers. And it's because, I don't know if you remember as a teenage boy, you have this inner monologue, and then what comes out of your mouth is not congruent with the thoughts that you're having. And there's this other kind of running monologue that's like, why are you saying that stuff? You don't even mean that. Don't say that. That's so rude or mean or whatever. But as a teenage boy, you go for the laugh, you go for the joke, you go for the shock value. I certainly did in a class clowny kind of way. And all my teachers said the same thing. Nice enough guy. I don't know why you ruin it for everyone else. And the only thing about speaking up is that you're taking away from other students' chance to learn. And in hindsight, that's true. But also, it's probably where I honed my skills.
Yeah. Well, I'd say another terrible teacher was Mrs. Hannon in grade 4, who it got to the point where I'd open my mouth and I'd get into trouble.
Right.
And to that point where I had an actual desk in the office. My desk was in the office.
But at the same time, you moved around a lot, so...
Yeah, but my mom was pretty adamant about trying to fix the situation. It got to the point where I went to a board of psychologists at the Board of Education, like about 6 different people, and they all interviewed me. And at the end of the, I guess, evaluation, they put me into grade 5, and everything was fine after that.
What grade were you in when you were evaluated?
In 4. They put me up a grade.
So you were bored.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it was.
You're bored and restless.
Exactly.
Best teacher ever. I had quite a few that I really liked.
Sorry to interrupt, but that Mrs. Hannon had one of those sausage necks, like the thing around her neck, like the thing that guy that you saw a couple weeks ago that had the neck thing. Oh,
a neck brace?
She had a neck brace.
Why?
I used to call her sausage neck in class.
Oh my gosh!
And not to her face, but it got the kids riled up.
I had a teacher that talked like that, and every time she talked, I would go bah! From the back of the room. Yes, and she did not return.
Oh,
and
geez.
I mean, if I could have a mulligan, that's one I feel bad about because it got the kids riled up too, and other kids might have talked like that too.
Yeah, we got to hear from the bods with the TN teacher hashtag.
Here's what I want to hear, really. Fist fights involving teachers, romantic relationships involving teachers. I've told you before, at our junior high school, Folligan, was sleeping with Mrs. McLeod, and she would lend him her car to chase us, like completely offside.
Totally.
Had a bunch of teachers that I loved, but a special shout out to Mr. Rackham, who I've talked about before. He's my grade 7 English teacher, and taught us puns and wordplay, and he was Elvis to me. He really was the coolest. And
the bot of the week.
My grade 1 teacher was Sister Marie Arsenault, and we still are in touch. And she is in her 80s, and recently went on a motorcycle trip, and she's skydiving, and she's a sister, obviously, but one of the coolest people I have known.
That's awesome. I love that.
And you realize, like, I was really lucky we were with Shug because she had a great teacher in her first year, and that as kind of your gateway introduction to the whole concept of school. If you get a bad one out of the gate, it can kind of sully your whole experience.
No, for sure, totally.
Have I ever told you that Susan Torrens sent me to parent-teacher interviews in junior high?
No.
Because she didn't want to hear what they were going to say about me because she'd heard it enough, and she thought anything they have to say to her, they might as well just say right to me and eliminate the middleman.
Come on.
Yeah, so I got to go to parent-teacher interviews and like, so Jerry, how am I doing in chemistry? Like have full-on adult conversations, and the teachers, to their credit, were pretty candid.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest, bud, you need to stop talking as much as you do. Hey, Peter Mansbridge has announced he's stepping down in a year. That feels worthy of discussion.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss that bod. He's an institution to this fine country.
He really is.
He's kind of doing what Knowlton did a little early, right? You'd think he would be around for another decade at least.
Except we don't know who he's stepping aside for.
Yeah, and or why.
Indeed, that might not even be known, but I love that he's doing a mic drop the day, like Canada Day, Canada's 150th birthday, and his 30th year hosting the show.
Yeah.
I think he is the kind of voice and person that obviously he's a daily presence in our homes and has been for a long time. But the moments that stick out for me as far as Mansbridge's broadcasting career all have to do with big world historic events. Like September 11th, you hear that voice and it's soothing and it's calm and it's almost like a security blanket in times of national and international crisis. And I find if people ever, wonder what the role of public broadcaster is, like CNN is your side chick, but Peter Mansbridge is your ride or die.
No, for sure.
And when stuff goes down, you want to hear him.
Yeah, his perspective kind of makes everything real and understanding, for sure.
Yeah,
I think the same thing when he interviews people, or when he's talking, he's a genuine person, and it's hard. I mean, I can't imagine who would replace him. I can't even think about anybody at this point to fill those shoes. I mean, it has to be somebody where you're just trustworthy, and not to mention just has a presence that's huge.
Well, I mean, his career is unprecedented in this country, and the way he was discovered is much discussed, calling flights at a small airport. But his voice does have the gravitas necessary, and I do really appreciate that we didn't lose him as we did like Peter Jennings to the American market, because he could have been a superstar anywhere in the world.
I know, but the thing is he still has a lot of years left. I wonder if he's either retiring or maybe he is actually doing what you said. Like he might feel like, because they still, they're those nightly newscasts in the States haven't like solidified their main person. There's been a lot of movement in those areas as well. So who knows?
Well, he also alluded to the fact that there would be more to come in the days and weeks about what's next for him. So maybe he does know what's next, and hopefully it's awesome. He sure deserves it. The other thing that, before we take a break, we should mention is Shad is done as the host of Q.
Yeah.
Admirable to step into those shoes at what was undoubtedly a very turbulent time. And sounds like he'll still remain at CBC Radio in some other capacity. And Tom Power from Newfoundland.
East Coast Bud.
East Coast Bud. And a musician in his own right, by the way. And just a real likable music host and a great presence on CBC Radio. He got the nod. Yeah. He got the tap.
Yep.
Way to go, Bud. Look forward to seeing what the new Q is going to look and sound like.
Diggity.
We'll take a break on TNT 86 and be back. I'll give you a little hint. What's coming down the pipe 86 jams-wise was the year Top Gun was released.
What?
Stay with us, because we're taking the highway to the danger zone.
Let me ask you this right quick, you know what I mean?
Welcome back, Bot.
Hey.
They're not all turds. That's a good jam.
You like this one?
Did you like this one?
This is like the beginning of the hair bands, right? Kind of.
Dim 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 dow. He did some fine mic stand work.
I remember hearing some funny stories about Bon Jovi.
Like what?
Apparently, I'm not sure if it was. I think it was the bass player was kind of like the odd one out in terms of the cool guys in the band.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where he started like spying on everybody else to get like ammunition in case they fired him.
Well, they did, didn't they?
They did eventually, yeah, but it was like he was like hiding out like outside of hotel room windows and stuff with cameras.
It just went sideways.
Just like espionage to try to think that was going to keep him in the group. Sorry, bud, you're fired. Actually, look at this video maybe and then say it again.
I might be fired, or take a look. I had a friend who did that once, and this was a real level-headed guy, really good friend of mine, and his lady friend had intimate relations with someone else, or so he suspected.
Yeah.
And he concocted, like, have to go away for work. Meanwhile, rented a car, got a Fu Manchu and some sunglasses, and staked out his apartment.
No way.
Yeah, and I gave him the, dude, get a hold of yourself. If you have to do this, it's already gone.
Yeah,
right?
No kidding. Yeah.
But he caught her. He busted her.
No way.
It actually worked, yeah.
That's
but he
hilarious.
went full Jack Bauer, like
Fu Manchu.
Spying. Yeah. A Fu Manchu and like a trench coat with the collar popped. Like
it's
so
like, hey,
conspicuous.
Hey, baby, why is there some Chinese delivery man outside the window?
Yeah.
He had the whole get up like he was carrying Chinese takeout.
And hoping she wouldn't recognize him.
Yeah. Wow.
It's bad. I always say the only thing a relationship needs is for both people to want to be in it, and the second one person doesn't, it's over. It doesn't matter. None of this begging each other to take each other back stuff.
Yeah, I know.
But it's hard to see your bud go through something like that, and I'm sure all been there to varying degrees. But I was like, I can't believe you're doing this. Like stashing his Jeep behind a Sobeys and like going to dollar rent a car.
No way.
Oh yeah, it was intense.
Yikes.
So get this, I received a card in the mail yesterday, and if you're like me at all, you just love getting handwritten things in the mail.
Yeah.
I did one day on a motion picture last fall called 1979.
Okay.
And it's now called Weirdos, and I think it's going to Toronto, it's going to the Atlantic Film Festival, going to Vancouver. I did it for a couple of reasons. One is because... it was a turbulent year here last year, and everybody kind of has to hop in and pitch in and help sustain the industry. And the second thing is, it was being directed by Bruce McDonald.
Yeah.
Canadian legend of Highway 61 fame and Hardcore Logo. Nice dude. Always wears a cowboy hat. Directed me when I did Degrassi The Next Generation. Super awesome dude. So it was almost like one of those, you imagine you're a criminal and you hear the news read your description. Yeah. And it's like, I don't look like that. Like average guy in gray sweatpants with a terrible face. You're like, that's harsh.
Yeah.
So the part that I was playing was American, like burly, surly American man, mid-40s or something like that. Like not the usual call that I would get.
down and out styles.
Yeah, like was a jerk to his kid, like, come on, Rusty, let's get in the car. Like,
Yeah,
Connor!
yeah.
Like one of those guys. Connor, get in the car!
Yeah.
So I went and did it, and it was really fun. It was nice to see him, and I didn't get in the car and think that was De Niro, but I thought, okay. So I got a card in the mail yesterday that reads, Jonathan Torrens, only the torso of our American man made it to the final edit of Weirdos, a.k.a. 1970-something. Your performance was awesome, but the movie narrative wouldn't accept the longer scenes at the midpoint. Just one of those GD things. Thanks again so much for coming to play, and we'll most definitely make action again soon. Hope to see you in Halifax this fall. Look forward to the next time. Respect, Bruce McDonald.
Nice.
How much of a bud is that?
Yeah, especially after all the stuff that he's done, right?
Well, yeah, it'd be so easy to not mention it, to shoot a one-line email.
Sorry
but to
about
actually,
the cutting room floor, bod.
Yeah, and it happens. No sweat. Yeah. I don't think the movie hinged on the appearance of burly American man.
Yeah.
But I just really appreciated that he took the time to jot a note, pop it in the mail. It was a registered letter. That's just pure class, and I dig that, and it's a rare commodity nowadays, so I wanted to share it.
Cools.
Do you know what I mean?
One. Not mean. Don't mean.
Are you excited for the game we're playing today?
I'm really stoked. Yes.
Me too.
Lyric or lie?
So we tasked each other to come up with or find lyrics, and they're either real lyrics or fake lyrics from... Did you go all Canadian?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, perfect.
Canadian lyric or lie. And you have to guess if this is a real lyric by this artist. It was kind of fun.
It is.
Because you get to sort of put your hat of that particular artist on. Like a Corey Hart lyric might be different than a Rush lyric. But that was kind of fun.
Yeah, for sure. You ready to go here? You want to play?
I do.
Okay.
I'll go first.
All right, cool.
Lyric or lie? Jan Arden. My heart hardens like Medusa's braids, 'cause I know I left, but I should have stayed.
That sounds like some classic J.A. I'll give it a lyric.
It's a lie, bot!
Oh, you made it.
Yeah.
Was the Medusa's braid part.
It's not bad.
No, it is not.
It's not bad. 1-0, bot.
Okay.
New favorite game alert. New favorite game alert.
Alert. New game alert. Chad Kroeger and Nickelback.
Yep.
The song's called Bottoms Up. Okay. Another round. Fill her up. Hammer down. Grab a cup.
Oh my god.
Bottoms up. Lyric or lie?
Read it again.
Read it again?
Read it again. Read it again. Read it
Another
again.
round. Fill her up. Hammer down. Grab a cup. Bottoms up.
Lyric.
Lyric for sure.
Krogs.
100%.
It's so Krogs.
Yeah, it is.
It's the Krogiest.
It's Krogmastastic.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Honeymoon Suite.
Okay.
I thought I played it right, loving you deep in the night. The chain of love is broken now. I thought I played it right, loving you deep in the night. The chain of love is broken now.
I'll tell you what's broken is the rhyme scheme there. I'm going to say that's lyric.
That's a lyric.
Yeah.
I'm still a lonely man, burning in love. Maybe it's Bernie in love. Burning in love. That's real. Well done.
It is for sure. Okay. Kim Mitchell. Rather know the things I know. See the world with these eyes. Crushing darts and hard goodbyes. Stinky farts and burning eyes.
Please read it again. Read it again. Read it again. Read it again.
Rather know the things I know. See the world with these eyes. Crushing darts and hard goodbyes. Stinky farts and burning eyes. Lyric or lie?
I know what I want it to be, and I think I know what it is.
Okay.
I want it to be a lyric, but it must be a lie.
It's a lie.
So good, though.
Yeah.
Especially with a boodle gank, boodle dank, boodle gank, donk donk, like Mitchell Lick.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, Rush.
Okay.
Petrified remains can't sustain our disdain.
That sounds like lyric.
That's a lie, bud.
Oh, man. Well,
Remains. So high.
That's got to be easy, though, because you just went like, anytime you go like slight science fiction or like technical, then
I
you
know.
think it's real.
And
Rush.
like very stellar rhyme wordplay.
And the little known, well, most people know, but more the diehard Rush fans, that Neil wrote the lyrics.
To what?
Everything.
Oh, I thought you meant Neil Young.
No, Neil Peart.
Really?
Yeah. I think Geddy wrote the first album, like Fly By Night. But then it was, when Neil joined, that was what he did, lyrics.
Well, I wonder if that's why they're so kind of staccato and yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you know there will be that. You ready for this one?
Yes.
It's the Fru. Just like the hunter stalks the hunted in a jungle of lust. It's true. Just like the hunter stalks the hunted in a jungle of lust. It's true. True or false?
Aye.
Lyric or lie?
Lyric!
It's a lyric.
Wow.
It's an Animal Heart. It's a lyric from Animal Heart.
I love like the hunter becomes the hunted.
In the jungle of lust.
Incidentally, 1986 included this jam.
Oh. It's a classic.
You take my breath away.
Whoa.
Oh.
Da 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 da. And the big horns. Ba 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 ba.
Oh. For you to do. And I cannot stop loving you. Could this be Troy? I'm curious if you had said love thinks it's here to stay, I would have said lie. Because how can love think things?
I know.
Love thinks it's here to stay, but it's Nate.
Not if you put your heart into the love and give it a soul.
Love thinks it's here to stay, but we're not going to let it get away with anything. Okay.
Behind the music. That song. I decided to give love a heart and soul. So make it a decisions maker.
It's about, I guess, in broad strokes, the personification of love. It's imagining love's a person sitting in the passenger seat.
Love's a person doing the song.
It's Michael Williams interviewing Glass Tiger on Much Music. So, Alan, you know, you got some deep stuff going. And, when you say love thinks, like, how does love think?
That's great. Okay, you ready for yours?
Yes.
Corey Hart.
Yeah. I feel like I have a good handle on them all.
You probably do.
Hit me.
1, 2, I can't get enough. 3, 4, open the door. 6, 5, alive.
5 is the boy in the box.
Is the boy in the box.
When the wolf cried fox to the boy in the box, could you come out to play? That is real.
It's totally lyric. I love how it goes 3, 4, and then 6,
6,
5.
5. He's just having fun with the words, bud. Like, what rhymes
like
with
the-
6? What rhymes with 6?
It's like the French limericks, how they change it, or like how the like the sheep goes neep neep.
What rhymes with 6? Nothing.
Nothing.
Hey, what if I flip it? The guys in the band are like, I don't know.
And he's
clicks,
crushing a 5 alive.
Sticks,
Oh!
tricks. No, nothing rhymes with 6. I don't know. Mix, nicks, picks. No, nothing rhymes with 6. Why don't you flip it, Corey? Although his band was probably French too. Hey, Corey, would you flip it and numéro 7?
Oh man, unbelievable.
Um,
Hey, so give me the next one.
Hey, just tell me I'm on the Walk of Fame.
Hey Corey, you're it's Peter Somalius calling from Canada's Walk of Fame. We got you a star. You're in.
Nah, what? It's maybe my new favorite thing in the world.
I know.
I got a star in the Walk of Fame. Okay, you ready? Sarah McLachlan.
Okay.
So many secrets reside in the trees. In summer they shh. In winter they freeze.
Really? That's gotta be a lie, no?
Final answer?
Lie.
It's a lie, but good
the
for you.
Got me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fun game.
David Wilcox.
David Will what?
David Wilcox.
Yep.
My daddy worked construction. My brother too. He's got me in the union. And my cock is huge.
You make it so
My
difficult.
daddy worked construction. My brother too. He's got me in the union. And my cock is huge.
If it was cockatoo, I would have said lyric. I'm going to say lie.
Yeah, it's a lie. It was funny.
Okay, it's really funny. Headley.
Headley, oh boy. Jacob.
Yep.
The hog.
The hog.
You ever notice how much that guy looks like a shrunk Ben Mulrooney?
Wow, no.
Right? Doesn't he?
Was he just a little guy?
Yeah.
No, I haven't noticed that, but Ben Mulrooney would have hosted Canadian Idol when he was a contestant on it.
Yeah, I wonder if he stood beside him ever and people went,
I'll keep trying, cause I've been perfect. Does that falsetto thing? Cause that's what I said I would do from the start. Okay, here's one.
yeah.
I've heard this all before. Don't waste my time. Don't break my balls. Get out my door.
That sounds like a lyric.
That's a lyric, Bob.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Okay. Burton Cummings. Roll it to my grandma. She's damn near 80. Roll the old lady. Lyric or lie?
Say it again, please.
Roll it to my grandma. She's damn near 80. Roll the old lady. Lyric or lie?
I'm going to say lyric.
It's a lyric.
Whew.
It's a good one. That's Break It to Them Gently.
Wow.
Yeah,
It just has a 70s-ness about it.
definitely. How about the Roll the Old Lady
Yeah.
line?
Okay, my last one.
All right.
Leonard Cohen. She was a spinning, twirling carousel, a slice of heaven who put me through hell.
That sounds like... I think is that Closing Time? Lyric.
That's a lie, but
Oh, it's a lie.
it does have a closing time kind of feel,
it
doesn't
does.
it?
Nice one.
Fun game.
I got one more, bud.
Hit me.
It's your boy, Pierre Bouvier.
Yep, P-Boobs.
Simple plan. I'm okay. Kinda being awkward. Or sorry, I'll start over. I'm okay. Kinda being awkward socially. With the fact that the girls don't lose their shit when they look at me.
Lyric for show.
Oh yeah, you know it's lyric.
Boobs is inside his own head.
Boobs getting heavy, throwing an S-bomb.
Yep. Yays and boobs. The Pierre Bouvier story.
That was a fun game.
Super fun game. Let's rock a little Papa Don't Preach to break on this TNT 86, Bob.
Nice. Do
We'll
it.
take it to the danger zone when we come back.
Okay.
Horny bot.
This is Horny Jam.
Spoiler alert, she's keeping the baby.
Papa, I knew you were going to be upset. 'Cause I was always your little girl. You should know by now, I'm not a baby.
Foreshadowing, bot.
Would you like some egg and beans? Fuck off! You're not my mom!
1986, bod.
Saying goodbye to Mansfield and hello to Cookstown.
Was Kenny Loggins cool in 1986? Or even by 1986 standards, people were like, dude.
Well, it's interesting how he solely had a career on soundtrack jams.
He really did.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wrote Danger Zone and Footloose,
Yeah.
you probably never have to work again, do you?
No.
Hada
Those
gada
were
kada.
massive. I'm sure he's still collecting. It
The
ain't
year
like it used to be.
1986, the movie Top Gun, the cast, bananas. Tom Cruise, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I have the IMDb up in front of me. Who else can you remember was in that movie?
Well, I remember Goose. What's his name? Anthony. What's his face?
From ER,
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards, the skirted egg looking mask.
Yep. The Val Kilmer was the bully guy.
Yep.
And the
Iceman.
dirty job machine Ironside guy.
Michael Ironside was Jester.
Yeah.
Whip.
Kelly McGillis, too.
Yeah, Kelly McGillis was the love interest.
Yeah.
Tom
Who else?
Skerritt played Viper.
Tom Skerritt.
Tim Robbins. I need to watch this movie again. Tim Robbins played Merlin.
Mm-hmm.
Meg Ryan was in it. Why wasn't she the Kelly McGillis role?
I think she had a prominent role, didn't she? Or no?
She played Carol with an E. Spelled the
she
same
like
way
the-
as Mrs. T.
Okay, there you go.
Where did you see Top Gun, and what were you feeling inside?
I just thought it was action-packed. I think I saw it in the Alliston movie theater, which was the place you could probably smoke darts in still till like maybe 9 years ago. And you could bring in beer.
Who did you see it with? Do you remember?
I think it was either Alex O'Reilly, who's still one of my best bods, or Alex Militich, who was the kid I went to his house and stayed overnight, and I can't remember. We ended up like one of those things where he passed out and we tried to put his hand in the water so he'd piss the bed. That move
Aw, and did he?
didn't work. I don't think that works, that move.
It has to be hot water, right?
Yeah, he tried lukewarm or whatever. I just don't understand how someone's just all of a sudden going to piss when their hand's in the water.
I think it only works in Ivan Reitman movies.
Yeah, I think it only works for people who piss in pools, like, on instinct. Like at a Sandals resort when the guy's sitting in the water, sitting in the pool for like 5 hours, crushing drinks.
And you know he's done it.
Yeah. Well, they're all doing it because they're all sitting by the poolside bar on the water stools, hanging out, laughing it up for the whole day.
There was a dude named Jerry who I sort of knew through mutual friends who looked like Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And in the late 80s, that was a really good thing to do.
Yeah, he was popular with the ladies.
Yeah. Yeah, because he did nothing to...
Accentuate the look.
Yeah, or even try to step away from it or play it down. Like, I think he rocked it.
Yeah.
And then I had another friend named Art who looked like Christian Slater, and that paid big dividends for him.
The big smile face?
He had a big smile face. And my friend Art looked like Christian Slater and talked like him too, and that was another good thing to be in the 80s.
A friend of mine was at a party in L.A., and Christian Slater came in full-on, like, dressing like a woman. Like,
what?
Like Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner styles.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think it wasn't a joke either. So I don't know what's going on.
Is that what he's doing with his life now? No.
I don't know. This was just at some party. I heard that was like 12 years ago.
There were 2 Christian Slater movies that were seminal in my development. One was it True Romance?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Patricia Arquette. That was a great flick. Brad Pitt was in that.
Yeah. And
the other one was with Winona Ryder. Was it Heathers?
Yeah.
Great flick.
Those are 2... Yeah, I'd say those are probably his 2 big ones.
I guess they were, and he sort of fell off.
Yeah, who knows? The underbelly of Hollywood. I remember you told me you saw somebody down and out, but I saw Judd Nelson a few times getting banged up, like way after his prime.
Aww. Well, there were a couple. I saw Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
Before his big comeback movie, yeah. And he was living some hard days, I think. Mm-hmm. And... Because remember, like 9.5 weeks?
Oh, yeah.
He was on a perv streak.
Yeah. Yep.
He was on a perv streak.
He was popular.
Yeah. And Michael Richards was the other one at this breakfast place in Santa Monica. He used to be there every morning, and he was kind of down on his luck. And, like, instead of just being thankful that he won the lottery, he was, like, bummed out that he hadn't won it a second time. Remember this jam from Top Gun?
The residuals, right, from Seinfeld.
Well, he should have had a ton of them.
Yeah.
Wasn't this the big love scene?
When they start jamming?
Is that what the kids call it now?
When they break it down? They start
Kelly McGillis and Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
And then remember didn't he have to sing
That's right.
Yeah, whatever that was. But it kind of reminds me of
You Lost That Lovin' Feeling?
That was it. Do you remember the Bugsy Brown? You were in my class. I was your teacher. It was a jeans commercial with some flight students. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Bugsy Brown.
I was your teacher.
You were in my class. I was your teacher. She looks great. Maybe it was like Oil of Olay or something.
And that was Kelly McGillis as her big start?
No, I don't think so. It was just they capitalized on the popularity of Top Gun.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if I Google Bugsy Brown. Oil of Olay, here it is. 1989. Yeah. Miss Fitzhenry, that was it.
Wow.
I'll hit play. I don't know if there's a commercial going. You're much better at the technical stuff than me. Here it comes.
Okay.
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
That's original.
Emerson High, 1975. You're in my class.
I was your teacher.
What's the secret of looking younger?
Whoa! Whoa! Plot twist.
Reduced. Skin becomes
Wait for the tag.
You're in my class.
Miss Fitzhenry?
Bugsy Brown.
Remember hot VO5 hot oil treatment?
Remember Alberto? Ooh, Alberto. Yes, with my new European styling foam.
Did I tell you my dad used to rock the hot oil treatment whenever he was going out?
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And Ronnie was living it up. If they were going out to a party, he'd rock the VO5 hot oil.
To be clear, I think Bugsy Brown and Misfits Henry probably still got things going. I think they still jammed after the commercial.
Definitely.
But she just wanted him to know that she looked aight.
Yeah, for sure. I was your teacher, and I'm going to be your teacher again in the sack.
Let's do a quick on the darts with the cast of Top Gun.
Oh, nice. Great.
Tom Cruise, I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I'm going to say no, too.
Although I feel like I've seen him on the darts in a movie.
Yeah, like pretending to be on the darts.
Yeah, but they're probably like vegetarian darts or something.
Yeah.
Kelly McGillis, heavy darts.
Heavy darts.
Kilmer.
Darts? I'd say darts.
I wanted Val Kilmer and Gina Davis to get together so their celebrity couple name could be Valgina. I think Val Kilmer's on the darts when he's drinking.
Yeah.
The skirted egg from ER.
I'm going to say not on the darts.
But
because he's an actor on the darts.
I'm going to say not on the darts, but like in theater school, it's probably on the darts. Tom Skerritt.
Darts.
Like mustache yellow darts.
Yes.
Michael Ironside.
Darts.
Tim Robbins.
I've never seen him on the darts.
I'm going to say no darts.
Yeah.
What about Meg Ryan?
I don't think so.
See,
But probably on the darts because actresses are always on the darts.
I think she's in the like Jennifer Aniston Sneaky Dart Society. It's like Dead Poet Society for actresses on the darts. I say she's on the darts because she has. Remember in When Harry Met Sally, which must have been around this time.
Yeah.
Baby Fishmouth was one of the clues when they were playing charades. Meg Ryan has baby Fishmouth now. She looks weird.
Yeah, she's got the creepy look, the augmented face look.
Yeah, it's weird because she was always such a cute little Tom Hanksy kind of thing.
Yeah.
And a very good actor in her own right, obviously. When Harry Met Sally was 1989.
Nuts.
This has been, now that we're in the years that we remember, it's kind of fun to take a stroll down memory lane.
It is.
Why don't we take a quick break, Bod, on this 86, and we'll be back to wrap her up, Bods.
All right.
Crunch, 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 crunch. Thanks a lot, baby. Get out of here. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Crunch, 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 crunch.
Hey,
And
Bod,
we're back.
looking ahead to 1987.
Are you?
Speaking of seminal, it's just a little preview of next week.
Oh, okay.
I just want to tell you two things.
Okay, what?
The Joshua Tree was 1987.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I was doing some painting this morning, and one of those free U2 songs came on my shuffle.
Yeah.
It's garbage.
Yeah, the new ones, it's not awful.
But the
that-
Joshua Tree
great record.
was, blew my hair back, and was one of the first records that I got to the end of and just hit rewind or whatever, flipped over if it was a cassette and just started again. Because I don't think there's a bad jam on there.
No, and you believe me, I've come and gone on U2, and I can't stand Bono and all that bullshit, but I love that record still, for sure. I like how
Other thing is,
simple
1987, it's very simple. 1987,
Yeah.
Dirty Dancing, Bod.
Dirty Dancing.
I've had the time of my life. So that's a little foreshadowing to next week.
The Sways.
I want to tell you something. I was painting this morning, and I took my shirt off because I needed a rag real quick because I
And
spilled some.
it reminded you of Patrick Swayze in the mirror?
No, it sure didn't. More Chris Farley these days, Bod. But the song Wicked Game came on,
Yeah.
and I was sweating because it's muggy, and I was painting in just a pair of Adidas shorts
Yeah.
and like really concentrating on covering trim with wet stuff,
Yeah.
which is really what painting is. And I've never felt like more of a perv. Wicked Game can make anything feel dirty.
And Carol walked in with the music, and it looked just like the video.
No, my father-in-law showed up and was like, "What on God's verdant earth are you doing?" So I put on my paint shirt real quick. I'm like, "Oh, hey, didn't hear you pull up."
Oh,
That's
That's classic. Wow. Hey, I'm grabbing the kids they get off today. They've gone to 2 days of school, and then we're taking them up to Muskoka for the next 2 days. Just a quick rip. Not going to miss anything at school. And then we got finishing the soccer on the weekend. So we're back.
How fun is that?
Yeah. We're going to have some, the weather's ridiculous again. It's like 35 degrees here today. It feels like we're in Costa Rica. So we got to get up there and soak it up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we're going for a quick rip on the boat. We're both savoring the last gasps of summer.
Yep.
Got my solenoid fixed for the second time on the boat. Things seem to be working.
Beautiful.
So let's promise the buds that now that we're in September, we're back to work mode. The Monday drops are going to be back and consistent.
Absolutely.
And thanks for your patience with us as we suck the marrow out of the bone of summer.
Absolutely.
I'm Jonathan Torrens.
And I'm
For
Jeremy Taggart.
For
Hey!
both of us at Taggart and Torrens. Thanks for listening. See you next week.
Boom gang gang go ding gang ju boom bounce boom do boom bam bam ticka doom down.